Hi guys, it's Kasha. Welcome to the channel, to my wonderland. It is a coffee time and we have today another top 5. So Wednesdays, it is top 5 Wednesdays, and this is based on a group on Goodreads. I'm gonna leave the link down below. You can check the group out, you can join the group, and then you can also participate in top 5 Wednesdays. The topic for our top 5 of the day is favorites you would like to revisit, and it does say clearly on the topic that you can choose not only books but also like TV series and movies and video games, whatever. Now obviously I absolutely adore and love Stephen King, and everybody knows this. So my first choice is going to be a Stephen King book, but I could not decide because right now I have 2 of Stephen King books that I have already read that I am dying to reread, but obviously they're chunks of books because it's Stephen King, so they're huge. We have Desperation and Needful Things, and these are 2 of my ultimate favorite Stephen King books, so I really want to reread them again. But they're not particularly small, so I'm always thinking, I can read other books and give love to other books that need to be read that are on my TBR, but I definitely want to reread these. Maybe I'll make this like a challenge for 2019 or something like that I reread some of my favorite Stephen King books. And this is actually kind of a road trip that is based in Nevada, and it is about some people that are on the road but they are most likely not to reach their destiny, because it's Stephen King book. So when they're on the road they encounter some crazy stuff, and from there it just goes downhill. And this is, I think, my favorite Stephen King book ever, because this book, I remember reading it one summer and I was reading it late at night in my room, and I remember having like chills, like literally I had goosebumps, like for real. And it is really complicated to get such a physical reaction with a book, but this one made it. So if you really love like awesome horror stories, kind of like twisted and sometimes disgusting stuff, because it's Stephen King, I would totally recommend you this one. But always do keep in mind that all Stephen King books are adult books. Then another of my absolutely favorite stories from Stephen King is Needful Things, and I love the idea of this book because it is basically a store that opens in a small town, and everybody that goes in there finds something they've always wanted. Like what you want the most, you go there and you find it, and you think you can get it for free, right? So when you go there, the owner tells you that you can just take it, but he will ask for a favor at some point from you. And man, this book goes down like crazy. I absolutely adore it. There is a movie, I do have it. I think I have several copies of it, and the movie, it's okay, but most of Stephen King books turned into movies are not that great adapted. In number 2 we have Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. The reason being, I'm obsessed with this book. Like in the same month I read the book, I listened to the audiobook, and I went to the cinema and watched the movie. I might have been a little bit slightly obsessed about it, but I love it like so much. And if it worked for me, I would just sit down and reread it, but I have so many other things to get to that I'm trying not to reread this again because I just read it like last month. However, I can see myself rereading this soon, latest next year, because I really love this, and I'm definitely gonna buy the DVD of the movie when it comes out because I'm obsessed with that movie as well. If you don't know what this book is about, which would be a little bit weird to me because it's been all over the booktube community, we follow the story of Simon, and Simon is gay, but he has not come out yet, and he's really angsty about it. He doesn't know what to do, and so one day he finds somebody that posts something on their kind of like Tumblr for the high school, and this person is also gay, so they start kind of emailing each other, and this other person is being called Blue. And this is how the book starts. It's no spoilers or anything. This is how it starts. Their conversations, they're exchanging emails and stuff. I don't know, it was just so well done. The topic was so well approached, and I love all the characters. I don't know, it was just such a pleasant read, and I love the characters and I love the story, and I just got to love these people so much that I just want to reread it again and again. In number 3 we have Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and no, I have not watched the movie because I've watched the trailer and a little bit of what's going on, and I'm a little bit anxious about it. To be honest, I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch it. If anybody has read this book and then watch the movie? Can you please let me know down below what you thought about the movie? Should I watch it? Should I just not watch it because it will make me upset? Just let me know down below. Be honest about it. I would love to reread this book because I remember when I read this book, I was so invested in the story. I was just like living it. I was in this world with the characters. I was just there. And if you love playing video games, you're definitely gonna love this book. If you love the 80s, you're gonna love this book. And I am an 80s child and I've grown up playing video games, so this book was everything. We live in 2044 and the humans have basically broken the planet. You know, climate change and everything has messed up with our resources, and there is a lot of poverty, and there is basically not much left of the world that we know today. And there is this virtual reality called Oasis, and that is where everybody goes to study, to, you know, have relationships with other people. And when you go into that world, you can create your own avatar and be whoever you want to be. And so in this world, there is the guy that controls the Oasis, the guy that created it, and he sadly passes away. But this is at the beginning of the book, it's not a spoiler, and he designs kind of like an Easter egg content so that the person that wins would take over his empire. And so the book is basically this kind of like Easter egg hunting, and it is just fantastic. If you're interested in books that are kind of futuristic but also like video games or the 80s, this is definitely for you. Then we have Inkheart by Cornelia Funk, and that is because I remember I read this years ago and I loved it. I loved the trilogy, and I have not revisited the world since then, and I think it will be perfect to go back to it. Needless to say that I did watch this movie, and I don't think I've ever been as upset as I was watching this movie. Like, I was cursing. I was watching the movie alone by myself, like, thank God for that, and I was just cursing. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. Like, I was so freaking upset. And I don't know, I think that is what I have issues also, you know, with watching movies based on books, because most of the time they're not that great. So basically it's this dad and he's reading a book to his daughter, and suddenly one of the bad characters, one of the evil guys from the book, escapes into the real world. So now we have our little girl that finds herself suddenly in this world of magic, and it's all about that. And I loved it because I love books that are well written and are about magic, and this is so well written, and I love the trilogy so much. So if you have not read it and you love magical books, definitely pick this one up. And in number 5, and because we were allowed to pick something that was not a book, I decided to pick a TV series, and that TV series is Stranger Things. And I don't think I have to explain myself on why I could rewatch this over and over again. Season 1 as well as season 2, I love both seasons. This is one of the best things that Netflix has ever given us. From the characters to the music to the, you know, scenario, everything is just so amazing. And 11, it's just everything. And the relationship that she has with Hopper is everything. And having Winona Ryder back with this kind of stressful mother situation is everything. I was so obsessed with it that when season 2 came out, I took that day to just sit down on the couch and watch all of it. I binge watched the whole season non-stop. Well, I did stop to grab some food because girl gotta eat. But I swear, just watch the whole thing, and when it finished I also watched the interviews, because why not when you're already on it? I mean, that level of obsession. And so I want to rewatch it again. And now that I've been seeing, you know, the images in the trailer for season 3 that are already going through the internet, I am even more excited to rewatch everything again. Plus it's an excuse to watch everything again. Do you love Stranger Things? And if so, who is your favorite character? Let me know down below. Alright guys, so this was my top 5 Wednesday of my top 5 favorite things that I would like to revisit. Which ones would you have chosen? Let me know down below. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all my social media is listed down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next coffee time. Bye!